Hey friends, welcome back to Homeschool-ology. Today's video is learning through play. So I'm going to share with you guys what it means and why it's important and how you can foster it in your home. And I'm not going to be the only one sharing. Today's video I am hosting a collaboration, so a bunch of other homeschool moms are joining in on the conversation with me. So I hope you will head on down to the playlist that I've linked below after you watch this one and check out all the other moms sharing this really fun topic with you guys. So if you are new here, my name is Nikki. I'm a homeschooling mom of 4. I've got a 7th grader, a 3rd grader, and then a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old who are doing a preschool kinder level. I'm a secular homeschooling mom who likes to talk about homeschooling and motherhood and having a large family and traveling with family and everything in between. So I hope you will stick around and chat with me. So like I said, today's video is all about learning through play. So what is learning through play? Learning through play is just like children basically playing and discovering the world around them through play, through, not actual structured lessons. Learning through play is important because research has shown that 80% of the child's brain is developed by the age of 3 and 90% is developed by the age of 5. So it's super important that children are learning through play in those early ages and stages to set them up for successful learning in the future. Now, learning through play doesn't just apply to children younger than 5. And learning through play is all the way up. Like even into adulthood, learning through play can be very important. Some of the benefits of learning through play is that it improves fine and gross motor skills. So building something, with blocks is gonna teach the child, like a young child, how to pick up and how to stack and balance and all of those things. It's just coordination of picking those things up. Running around the yard is gonna work on, those gross motor skills and improving, their peripheral vision and things like that. So playing is so important because it teaches the children how to interact with the world around them. And also it helps with creativity and imagination, which later will lead to storytelling. So if you're playing kitchen with your kiddos and you're talking about, oh, I'm going to make you, we're at a restaurant and I'm going to make you a meal and then you're going to pay me, and that all of that is setting them up for success in the real world in the future. All of that pretending. If you're playing, you're building a castle and then you have your little animals that you're creating a story with, that is all an early form of storytelling, which is so important. So all of that is such a benefit of playing. And also fosters independence. So if a child, you're able to sit down with the child and play for a little while and then get up and walk away and get something done, and while they're still being able to do something, it fosters them being able to be by themselves, especially at a young age. It also, of course, things like problem solving and engineering skills and what is the word I'm looking for? Cause and effect. So if they're building up blocks and then they knock, they hit the block tower and it's gonna fall down. So the cause of them knocking it is the effect as it falls down. So all of that is, learning. Like they're starting to understand the concept of gravity when they knock the tower down and everything falls to the ground. So all of that is like learning through play, both individually and as a group. As with playing, not as a group, but with others. But to these ones are benefits of specifically playing with others. And those are things like cooperation, learning to share, taking turns, learning to compromise, learning conflict resolution. All of those skills are being taught through play at a very young age. And those are such important skills for children to learn. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about here, which is games. If you've been around our channel at all, you know how much we love games. And so I wanted to talk about the benefits of games here because it is learning through play. You're playing a game and you're doing a lot of learning. So learning through play in younger ages helps with like just simple things like learning to take turns and patience, and then obviously problem solving and strategy and all of those things you're going to learn through play. Cooperation if you're playing a cooperative game. So it just, there's so many benefits. Hi, beautiful princess. What's up? Wet. Okay, so let's talk about something really simple. Let's talk about building with blocks. So a child is going to build with blocks, and they're going to build a tower, and they're going to understand things. Not only are they working on their motor skills for picking up and placing the blocks on top, they're learning how to line things up for balance, and they are learning the concepts of when they knock these towers over, they are learning the concept of gravity and cause and effect, and they're just by something as simple as playing with blocks. Their brains are taking in so much information. So let's talk a little bit about the different types of learning through play. So there is, of course, child-led learning through play. And that is just where, you know, basically your child just goes into the room, finds a toy, and starts playing. That is super helpful to kiddos. Obviously, but if you want to expand on that, you know, all of the things that we've talked about already, if you want to expand on that, there's something called teacher supported play, or parent supported play. Teacher supported or parent supported play can be as simple as putting out a special toy that kids don't get to play with often and inviting them to play, or setting up, you know, like setting up a sensory bin and inviting them, you know, just setting it up. And you know, you can say, do you want to play with this, or you can just set it up and see if they go to it. But that is something that's super simple, but it can, you know, if you're wanting them to work on something super specific, then you can set it up and just let them play with it. Another form of parent supported play is if we were, say, building with blocks. If my child was building with blocks, I would sit down next to her or him and say, you know, oh, let's see if we can build the tallest tower we can build, and how many blocks can we build, how tall can we get it, and let's count those blocks. And all those kinds of things are going, you know, to expand their understanding when you're not necessarily telling them exactly what to do. You're just there to kind of give them ideas to foster their learning. So ways to encourage learning through play in your home or homeschool environment. So one of the first things you can do is buy educational or open-ended toys. Toys that aren't pigeonholed, toys that can be used in a variety of ways. I did a video that came out earlier this week, I'll link it here, that talked about all of our favorite open-ended toys and why we love them. And in that video I shared that some of the toys that I shared, almost all of the toys that I shared with you guys were not only played with by my 3-year-old, but also by my 12-year-old. So toys that are going to grow with your children, toys that they're going to be able to use in a variety of different ways, those are great toys to have on hand. Another way is to role model play. So sitting down on the floor and, you know, having a conversation between two My Little Ponies is a great way to show your child how to play and how to develop those story building, storytelling, creativity skills that they're going to be learning. Another thing is to play games with your kiddos, and it doesn't necessarily have to be board games. It can be games that you create. Like my kids have, we have the little play mats from IKEA, and then, you know, just other little toys in the room, and they will create obstacle courses, and I bought these little buzzers for something for homeschool, and they have played with those little buzzers and made up their own games for hours on end. Just you know, making things games, even cleaning up and making that a game can be so enriching for them. Obviously, you're going to want to read to your children often. We know this, but how is that related to play? So that is related to play because you are teaching them how to tell a story. You're teaching them, you know, different components of, you know, we've read stories before which have led to, like, for instance, if you read your child Rapunzel, then they might then build a tower with them. That they're playing, you know, they're doing play, then they can pretend play with their tower that they built. But it was all inspired by the book that you read. Another thing that you can do is get creative with things around the home. So like for instance, the kitchen is a great place to find things to play with, and play with them in different ways. So you could get pots and pans out, flip them over, and use, you know, wooden spoons to make a set of drums. So just getting creative with the things around your home is a great way to foster that love of playing and learning through play. And then of course the very last one is you as the parent need to be having fun. If you're having fun, they'll be having fun, and you need to do things that you enjoy as well, and let your children see you doing things that you enjoy, and that will encourage them to do things that they enjoy. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys found any of this helpful or useful. I'd love to hear your thoughts on learning through play. How do you foster that in your homeschool? And what are some tips that you might have that I didn't share here? Don't forget there are going to be a bunch of homeschool moms that are sharing this information with you guys, or their version of this information with you guys. So don't forget to head on down and click on that playlist. While you're down there, I hope you will subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up so I know that you guys like this kind of content. Help you build? Okay, just one more second. I'm almost done, okay? Don't forget you can head on over to Instagram at Homeschool-ology and follow us there for more of our day-to-day life. And I hope you guys will come back and chat with me again real soon, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.